right, so technique of the week. We're gonna talk about how to set up attacks based off your opponent or your partner's reactions, right? Doesn't matter what combat sport you're in, MMA, jiu-jitsu, Thai, boxing, doesn't matter. Like, your opponents or partners are always going to give you different responses based off of certain actions, and it's my job as a fighter to be able to read those responses, and then I'm going to set up moves accordingly. So I'm gonna give you just kind of like one example of this, right? The move is going to be a simple jab with an inside leg kick, right? Now I want to make sure that whenever I'm doing this, like obviously yes, the jab we use a lot of times to kind of read our distance, we kind of read how our opponent reacts to the jab, are they really phased by it at all? But once I start incorporating kicks or some of the heavier shots, I really want to start paying attention to how does this person block it, how do they react to it, do they absorb the kick, are they checking the kick, do they step back, are they switching their stance? Because then depending on what they're doing, I can already kind of put it in my head like, okay, he does one thing, the second time I do it, I'm gonna add a little flavor to it, right? So in this situation, if I throw the jab and I go to throw the inside leg kick and he kind of just absorbs the kick like this, right? He's not checking the kick, he's literally turning his knee and thigh into that kick, absorbing the full impact, right? Sure, he can get away with doing that once, but now if I've just read that, it's like, okay, well then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna double up on that kick now. And now what it's gonna look like is I'm gonna go jab, I'm gonna throw that inside leg kick, set it down and immediately fire back with the second one. Now the reason that something like this works, if you can, again, pay attention and why it's important to pay attention what your partner does, is when he throws, so if he throws a leg kick to me, right? If I absorb it, I don't keep this leg here. It's gonna be like a quick absorb and I come right back. So again, he throws it, I absorb and I come right back. So if he doubles up on that kick, goes low, I absorb it, and now as I reset, that's where you're gonna kind of get the bigger reaction because I wasn't anticipating it. But we have to remember, if I'm studying his body language, I know what I'm about to do. He has no idea. He might just assume, oh, this guy's gonna go jab that inside leg kick again, not knowing that I already planned on doubling up, and now when I fire the second one, I'm gonna get a bigger reaction that now I can follow up and kind of pummel him a little bit. Maybe I can look to get a takedown if we were MMA or something, but that's how you start reading the body language and use that to just set up future attacks. Not necessarily feints, right? I'm not faking them out, I'm not adding a feint or anything, it's just learning to adapt to the body language. Now, if he's doing something different every time, if I go to the jab and I go to the kick and he steps back, or he checks it, yeah, he checks the kick, right? Then maybe the next time he steps back and I whip it. If he's changing up what he's doing all the time, then I might just say, okay, you know what, inside leg kick's not it. Maybe I'm gonna switch and go for like a low calf kick or something because for that one, he's not really doing anything. So I have to acknowledge that, then throw the inside kick. If I'm just constantly If I'm just constantly changing how I'm blocking it, it makes it very difficult for him to be able to set something up, but that's still something I need to pay attention to. So one more time, just again, quick example, learn to read body language. I throw a jab, he blocks it, I throw an inside leg kick, he absorbs the kick, awesome. I'm gonna move around, maybe throw some other stuff, and then when I'm ready, I'm gonna throw the jab, once more, he absorbs it, fire that second one, get a bigger reaction, and that's where we kind of follow up with something else. So again, no matter what type of fight you're in, learn to read your opponent's body language and your partner's body language, understand what they're doing, pay attention to how they're reacting to stuff, and use that to create openings to set up different types of attacks. Stay safe.